Welcome back. Ladies, gentlemen, girls, boys, anyone in between. It's Pinky's Palace for more tyranny.
So, the Scarlet Chorus and Disfavored are at each other's throats. Can't say I didn't see that coming, but the Archons might have waited until one war was over before they started another.
Do you think I made the right decision?
Fighting with the Disfavored. Oh, not the call I would have made, but I'm sure you have your reasons. If you like iron weapons or something about that purple uniform excites you, then be my guest. Who can say? War is all about compromising your morals, deciding who lives and dies. What seems like a mistake turns into your greatest call down the road. Let me make one thing clear, just so that there aren't any misunderstandings. You support Graven Ash, and I couldn't care less. I'm here because you've done what none of the Archons could. Not even the voices of Nerat would fault me that. He's also a complete bastard, and I wouldn't want to miss an opportunity to stab him in the gut and take control of his army. So, there's that. I'll say this much. Our time together is anything but dull. My blades are yours for as long as you'll have me.
Okay.
What do you need?
Are you a spy for the voices of Nerat? I mean, does it even matter? You have to decide for yourself whether or not I'm worth trusting. It's keeping me along for worth the risk. I'll spill the occasional word about what you ate for breakfast. Voices of Nerat is the archer of secrets, not the archer of honesty or fair dealings. If you don't assume that everybody already reports to him, you're not being careful enough. That's a good point. Have either of you noticed that you fight particularly well together?
The thought has crossed my mind from time to time. During the many battles of the Conquest, we found ourselves standing back to back with enemies on all sides on more than one occasion.
The big guy here is as useless as an empty scabbard without his phalanx to keep him alive, but I move fast enough to compensate for it. And it's nice having a living wall of rusted iron I can use for cover.
I want you two to train together.
Absolutely not. Our fighting styles are incompatible, and any disfavored lieutenant will tell you not to join at the hip soldiers who can't stomach each other.
I'm inclined to agree. If you want to pair up fighters, there has to be some great passion or magnetism between them. We don't have it.
Well, if neither of us is up to the challenge, then I won't force it.
A valiant attempt, but I'm not as easily swayed by your courtly tongue.
Neither am I. At least, not in this context.
We'll discuss it later.
And so, civil war divides the armies of mighty Kairos. The reckoning that comes of this failure will be great indeed. We find ourselves in the darkest times. Brothers and sisters who fought for a similar cause now skewer each other over blighted lands in the favor of distant powers.
What would you have done at Vendrian's Well?
Backing the disfavored was the only logical choice. Graven Ash is the only Archon worthy of your confidence, and you were wise to recognize as much. Naturally, I would have done the same. Whatever others might say about what happened in Vendrian's Well, you acted from instinct. I can't help but respect that. What can I do for you?
We could try that again. We should talk about your connection with...
This is not a worthy topic for our time together, Fatebinder. The Scarlet Fury and I have our differences and our similarities, but they are none of your concern.
The same goes for me. The only thing we have in common is our repulsion and disinterest in each other. And you, I guess.
So here's our newbie, Ebb.
What is it you need? Ask away.
Okay, not a lot of interest there. Good, so we are currently at the Iron Half, where we are in the process of meeting up with Graven Ash. We stuffed some barrels full of prisoners and rolled them down the mountainside. Dozen fewer mouths to feed. Good, I approve of this evil. Ha ha ha!
Can't do that.
Oh, I still need to turn that off. I hope you're marching that tearsman to the dungeons, Fatebinder. Right, let's see if there's anyone important. Who we've got up here? Arkelos. Halfway's dead. Disfavoured soldier cackles with disdain at the Scarlet Chorus fighter. Consider it not for a second. We pick our soldiers from the elite northern families. We don't recruit flies buzzing over a mass grave. Rather disfavoured, so narrow-minded, my gang's strength delivered us across half a dozen battles with a line of fallen enemies in our wake. Not many conscripts can say the same. Yes, well... The grinning bleeders! We've got a long and storied reputation in the Scarlet Chorus ranks. Killers of the highest order, my gang. Before I was boss here, I ran with the broken poops and salty nightmares and trap gang. Everyone made a name for themselves during the war. You made up at least 2 of those gangs and don't even bother denying it. First, so kind of you to chime in with your corrections. In any case, he's asking to join the disfavoured, which is out of the question. If you explain the numerous reasons why we can't allow it, then the wretch won't listen. Would you like me to decide? You must know Chorus' laws back and front, and I trust you to know our traditions as well. If it peels this lamprey off my backside, I'll allow it. Speaking for my gang, we'll accept your judgment. We're eager to crack some tearsmen's skulls with Chorus' army again, no matter what colour they wear. Okay. Why can't the recruits join? Most of us would rather swallow our tongues than take orders from some rigid officer who talked his way into leadership, but to each their own. Where do I start? Not only does Graven Ash handpick his disfavoured from a decorated northern stock, he takes a personal interest in our training and education. We are his sons and daughters. To accept anything less in our ranks would hold the very process in contempt. The only capacity that would serve would be manual labour, hauling wagons or digging latrines. That's the work of slaves and not what they come to request. Okay, yeah, that's enough for me to know, actually. You abandoned your duties. Execution's the only recourse. Oh dear. What? No one said that was an option on the table. Tunon doesn't tolerate desertion, neither do I. My thanks, Fatebinder. I'll make sure this derelict's handled appropriately. Be sure what you do. Ha 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 ha! That was quite evil. Greetings, Fatebinder. Arkelos, 32nd Legion. Glad to see Tunon's agent, Great Ironhearth. Ash's troopers no lack for order, but a servant of the court's always welcome. Between our missing commanders and the Scarlet Chorus Lieutenant pinned down, I'm afraid we've our hands full. I suppose I could spare a moment for conversation. What's going on? Okay, not a lot from you then.
Interesting.
Spot girl. Ooh. Ooh. Lesser staff of Boreal Forest. Wow. Right, so who we got up here then?
Interesting.
I love you guys. You guys just pointing things out for me. You must be a Fatebinder of Tunon. Welcome to Iron Half. I'm sure that Graven Ash appreciates any help you can offer. Circumstances have a way of coming out, so the disfavoured are always stretched thinner than we would like. This seems to be popping up. After the Edict of Storms hit, I spent some time among the ruins, digging out survivors. Afraid I didn't find much. You must have moved on by then, or else we would have assembled a team to excavate you. My prison moved with me, there's no reason to tarry. I still think about the brothers and sisters we left behind. Sometimes I can imagine that I hear the voices carry on the wind. Well, you need to stop smoking so much. Hey puppy? I'm going to be evil, but not to dogs. Even though you're not a fully fledged disfavoured recruit, I've been authorised to grant you purchasing rights from our store with certain limitations. What limits are these? It's nothing personal. Graven Ash wants us to control our supplies without restricting access to his army supporters like yourself. Finest arms and freshest provisions are reserved for soldiers under his direct command. Is an agent of course not deserving enough? As Tunon's vessel, I'm sure you're afforded certain luxuries that don't extend to us. Same goes for the disfavoured. Archer and Ash recruited us from Northern Empire, so we're subject to his favour. Such is his right. This is a slight, a disgrace. I demand compensation. Your demanded trouble is what you're doing. I don't have any calls to run afoul of Archer and Ash's supporters. How about a one-time recompense to the tune of 50 rings? Payment for any theoretical losses that you've suffered. Okay, deal. Now I'll look at your wares. Okay, so we've got 7 camping supplies. I don't know how much we need. Do we need more? Let's buy some more just in case. Right, so what else have you got? Wow, you got lots of really expensive stuff. How's your shield? 30. +1 parry, +1 dodge. Sounds like a deal. Okay, let's put that down there, and you can have that. Good. Right, let's see if we can find Monsieur Ash. Here he is. Fatebinder, it's good of you to report in. These days it's difficult enough to judge friend from foe. I'm pleased to recognise you as a former of the two. I see you brought the voice of the rat spying whore to my doorstep. Lest you think me amused by your irresponsible contact. No, but I am not. First is a useful ally, I need her on my side. At least until we get tired of each other. Don't worry, old man, I'm not going to drive a blade into your spine. Not where you're wearing a breastplate as thick as old walls anyway. After what transpired at Vengeance World, the disfavoured must hold fast to our allies. You are here because of your support at the siege, but I don't mistake your confidence for devotion. A Scarlet Chorus would not have you. Well, I hope you can convince me that I made the right choice. Convince you? It's hardly my job to convince you. Serving me will engender trust between us, and opportunities may allow you to rise above your standing as the adjudicator's clerk. You can be my soldier for a time, not disfavoured, but closer than most will ever get. What is it you require? You got anything for me to do? What's our next move? Glory to the Overlord. With the voices of the rat's betrayal on our cause, our mission to control this forsaken peninsula has become all more dire. We had thought that Avenging Guard were the final death rattle of this region's defiance. We were wrong. The Tears have risen up against Kairos, emboldened by their countrymen. While the disfavoured's labour to maintain order, the serpent of the voice of Narak grows his army of lunatics and sellswords, preparing to lash out when we least suspect it. So our little exercise of defiance wasn't a total failure. I'll try and find some cold comfort in that knowledge. I can only imagine that the voices is driving his gangs mad with plots to storm this fortress. There can be no peace while the voices of Narak live, and no order while the Scarlet Chorus rampage across these lands. The elimination of chaos must be our first priority, then we can have time to cover the Tears as Kairos intended. Can I depend on your support against this scourge? Well, what would you have me do? Our position of authority into the Blade Grave is far from secure. We need to establish ourselves in this region in order to cultivate our strength for the battle to come. As soon as I'm confident in our chances, we will depart this realm and wipe the chorus threat from the face of Tyranny. The unbroken former daughters and sons of stalwarts vex our efforts to secure this region. The Edict of Storms offers them cover. They slip past our patrols in the light of day, hiding their movements behind clouds of dust and debris. Kairos casts his blight on the country to set an example, not to plague those of us loyal to the north. He must travel to Sentinel Stand and seek out Stradus Herodin. He's the last of the old stalwart bloodline who call themselves regents. Put him to the sword and end this edict once and for all. Why has no one killed Herodin yet? Was he persisting crouching behind the walls of Sentinel Stand? With the Edict of Storm raging around the Citadel, no one's been able to enter or exit since the last year of the conquest. No bird or missive has left the Windwall. The Edict is all proof that we have that Herodin still lives. Well, consider him dead. Find the last regent, kill him, end this Edict of Storms, and staunch this seeping wound of rebellion once and for all. The downfall of the Unbroken and the old regent will send a message throughout the tiers. Our rule is absolute. Dissidents will not be tolerated. Okay, I will judge by my findings. If your perspective is as lawful and orderly as it ought to be, the right path should seem clear. The Unbroken must be destroyed and the edict must end. Should you arrive at any other conclusion, I suggest you stifle your opinion and follow orders like any other good soldier. There is one final matter. My daughter went missing on the second year of the conquest. I have reason to believe she's trapped in the fortress of Sentinel Stand. If you can find Amelia, bring her home to me. Yeah, in pieces, matey. In pieces. Could she have willingly abandoned her duties? That's going to piss him off, isn't it? As her father and general, I'm ashamed you have even asked. I hold my soldiers to a standard that would seem impossible to rabble the court. Sees on a day-to-day basis. My daughter is no exception. What makes you think she's still alive? As we have travelled together throughout this fallen corrupt land, you're no doubt aware of the aegis I extend to my troops. It is a boon I grant my northerners for loyal service and devotion to our shared cause. As my army fills my guardsmanship, I am keenly aware of them in turn. Their concern, their pain, it is a burden to carry as their leader. Amelia is alive. I have woken at night in cold sweats, my bile rising with violence. What torment she suffers at the hands of these stalwart animals is a mystery. I only want her restored to heal in this company of the Legion. Well, if I find her, I'll ensure her safe return. She's but one soldier, yet if I had the forces to dispatch, I would make her retriever my highest priority. She's the commander of the highest renown and a paragon of northern values. Fatebinder, I offer you my support on this mission. Blade Grave is a place of memory. I left many cohorts buried amongst the ruins, and no small part of myself as well. Okay. The matter's sensitive, but I fear to speak of it in the company of a great general, though he doubtless knows it already. Speak on, son of Barakonan. Nothing I've seen you accomplish in the field has diminished you in my eyes. And I know my soldiers as well as I know myself. I lost countrymen by the hundreds in the last day of Stalwart's campaign. And for my troubles, I became fused in this armour. The Blade Grave is the last place I ever felt human. That's all I'll say about it. The last Battle of Stalwart was a terrible time. Perhaps most of all for you who survived. I mourn those we lost and recite their names often during the morning drills. We cannot restore their broken bodies to the north, but we can remember them as they were. Is that all? Your manner's changed. Barrack stands straighter. For a moment you can't tell if he's going to lash out or crumple into himself. After a long pause, his shoulders sag the slightest bit. My cohort marched on Sentinel Stand to complete a mission. We failed. The walls of the keep defied us, and the last regent of Stalwart refused to meet us in battle. The coming of Kairos' edict cut us from our objective. Because of this, the Blade Grave is a place of regret. Of course you can accompany me. I appreciate that, Fatebinder. Graven Ash is attentive and understanding to each of his troops. and it pleases me to see his example in you. And in you, Armoured One, never forget that I found you at the mere germination of your potential. You have accomplished much in the ensuing years. Thank you, General. Your map is already marked with a position of Sentinel Stand. It will take me 100 lifetimes to forget those old walls, or the day the edict shattered our advance. Right, let's go. Enough talking. Let's hit things and make them explode. Be interested to see what Eb's got. What have you got in your arsenal? Okie dokie. Blimey. I should have actually made note of where we're going. Sunset Spire. Is that where we're going? No. Where are we going? Sentinel Stand. Sentinel Stand. Sentinel Stand. Ambush! Wowzers. Not been ambushed yet. What the heck is that? Massive creatures of fur and flesh. Kills in shadow.
Know this scent. Stench of blood, sweat, battle, iron and death. Stench of human called Fatebinder. Smells like alpha. Smells of strength. Have been stalking human centrail. Have ranged many more than 5 nights through tribe and human territories of Tyr's land, hunting for human called Fatebinder. For human who woke horizon rock called Mountain Spire. Have hunted hot high, cold low, wet dry. Traipsed far until paws bled, but always human who smelled of alpha evaded beast woman. Had to sling through shadows, fast, quick, without rest to catch delicious prey at last.
Your markings, you must be from a Shadow Hunter tribe.
Fatebinder knows tribes of beast women. Curious human. Human who smells of alpha and knows of Shadow Hunter tribe. Best tribe. Lost tribe of kills in shadow.
I'm gonna slap her in the face.
Will kill.
Okay, maybe that wasn't such a good idea.
Come at me! Brave me.
Felt nothing.
Well, I hope you got something to bring to the table, Eb, because I don't know what we're going to do about this.
Red.
Await my signal!
Ah, knickers, I've lost my healer now.
See? Look at all the destructive things we can do to just work together.
was kind of annoying because they put my tank at the back of the room.
Savor death blood! Everything hurts!
Will do.
It looks like we got him.
Well struck!
Battered and bloodied, the beast woman drops to all floors. She crouches low, belly rubbing with dirt. She ducks her head in a shallow submission. Yield or die?
Yield, yield, yield! Kills in shadow yields to Fatebinder.
Why have you tracked me?
No human called Fatebinder. Kairos breeds words on paper. Fatebinder binds words to earth and sky. Makes ground tremble. Makes night cry, blood and fire.
Say nothing.
Tribes of Kairos fear Fatebinder. Human Alpha claimed Horizon Rock called Spire, and Archons did not kill Fatebinder. Archons rolled over and whined, covetous.
Okay, so you've heard of me.
Kairos hunts human realms to extinction. Rules tribe of blood and ruin, starvation and death. Seeks to slaughter beast women like prey. But beast women are not prey. Are not flighty, feeble-minded human. Beast women are savage hunters. Bred to fight Kirut, like Fatebinder who smells of alpha. Strong always kill weak, then grow weak. Not killed is migration of life. What kills in shadow is not weak now. Will not be weak for many long seasons. Will join Fatebinder and survive Kairos' tribe.
If you join me, it'll be as my beta.
Kills in shadow is not beta. But even alphas submit to stronger-willed primas. Many packs make a tribe. Is this not a thought humans also understand? Beast Woman will follow Fatebinder. Will not dominate. Unless Fatebinder begins to smell weak.
Fine, keep your nose to yourself.
Kills in shadow will not shelter stone whelps anymore. Scamper, run, flee! Do not want to see shadows lurking, stalking behind. Barb cleft his leader now. Will not like if Kills in shadow catches sight or scent of stone mongrels again.
Okay, right, let's give her a go.
Be seeing you, Fatebinder.
Ah, but you really want to come on this mission, don't you? Okay,
I'll tack
let's get
homeward.
you
See you
instead
there.
of-
Here to serve.
Oh, I'd quite like to see what Ebb can do, though. I really like verse.
Goodbye to you too.
No doubt this'll prove interesting.
Let's give that a go. See you later, verse.
Right.
Right, how do we get out of here then? Right, where were we? Need to save Scammon.
Sentinels stand. I still remember when the edict struck this place.
Yeah, this game's so tough. I don't have to go back and do all of that again.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
Hello. Are you the support Graven Ash sent us? Yes, I'm Tunon's Fatebinder. Glad to hear it. You can never be too careful out here. I'm half blind from this storm. And you agents of the court don't always stand out, no offence. You've been patrolling the outer walls and there's no sign of the enemy. Either they know not to come here or they're better at hiding than our credited. Rebels shift about like the winds they do. Can we go in? In these winds I wouldn't venture to try it. If I had 1,000 shields to guard me. Come take a look and you'll understand. Nothing's changed. This is the very storm that shattered the unbroken and disfavoured alike. Thank you for bringing me here, Fatebinder. Stradius Herodin, the last stalwart regent, cowers behind the walls of his castle, and we won't be able to reach him through this storm. This place brings back unpleasant memories. Well, how do we get inside? Couldn't say. The powers fighting in this realm must have some notion, otherwise they wouldn't squabble for control over this blasted wasteland. You should track down someone with answers. Alpha would let wind slice body to pieces. It's dangerous. Poor on path with greater care for the pack.
Send me on!
What are these? What are they? Wisps. Wisps and scourges. Okay. See what you got. Oh, we should give you some skills, shouldn't we? Lots of health already. Let's tank you up. Ravager. Good. So she's going to be my DPS, which is much needed. Excellent. Okay. What is that? I don't know what that is. Okay, right. Let's have it.
Champion!
On it.
Within 5 feet. universe.
Wow, she's getting owned.
Pray it's hard. Use more than
Ready?
Are you afraid of death?
no pray.
Wowzers.
Right. Should have seen that one coming. Sorry, I can't.
Okay, not too bad. The Bane are gone, the unnatural cries silence, leaving only the tornadoes of violence in your ears. As the dust clouds recede, you spot a crouched figure in the wall above.
Fatebinder, look there, atop the walls. We aren't alone.
On it.
A soldier kneels between the ruined parapets. You can tell by his raiment, old stalwart gear, that he's an unbroken soldier. He peers at you with a mixture of caution and curiosity. You handle the Bane well enough. What brings you to this forsaken place? You don't look like the typical rank and file of Kyros's army, but you're no daughter of Stalwart either. No, you're the Fatebinder who broke the Vengeance Guard. I think you'll find yonder Windwall a tougher nut to crack than the Apex Citadel. I'm here to kill Stratus Herodin for the Graven Ash. You speak very plainly for our intentions, Fatebinder. If you intend on killing this man, I suppose it's acceptable. I'd love to see you reach me without getting winded, Metal Man. Have the disfavoured abandoned the last of their decorated honour, or you step out a scrap tornado? You know what? Don't answer that. Outside a sentinel stand, you'll find no love lost for our old regions. I'll be damned if I see a servant of Kairos finish the job for us, so. We've spent the last year itching for the opportunity to put Stratus to the sword. I suggest you make like a storm and blow. That's a new one. I'll remember that one. Make like a storm and blow. Said the vicar to the prostitute. Because you're not getting inside this fortress. When you report back to your master, tell him the first scout Janus sent you off with your tail tucked between your cheeks. How do I get inside? Throwing yourself at a windwall comes to mind. Take a few steps inside and see how long it takes for the wind to strip you to a skeleton. I'd love to stay and chat, but it's high time I reported your presence to my superior. Be seeing you, Fatebinder, although you may not see me. Damn, that vain southern wretch. The Unbroken know the territory better than us and take every opportunity to flaunt it. What was that scout even doing here? Look, there's a corpse on the wall. Might bear a closer look. I can't tell from here, but I think it's wearing disfavoured colours. Okay. Watch out for traps. Watch out for traps. Watch out for trappy traps. Amelia's battle standard. So that's the Archon of Wall's daughter. That's a general's family crest. Amelia and her unit must have come through here. Seems a lifetime ago we marched on Sentinel's stand. At least this proves we're on the right track. So close too. The girl might be alive out there. So, what's the next steps? Ash bade us to bring order to the region. We need to learn as much about his daughter as possible. I heard tell of an unbroken fort called Duskwatch. One of our soldiers has been in prison there since around the time Amelia's unit went missing. I'll wager anything that we shatter the unbroken defensive. We'll learn more about her whereabouts. Barrick's correct. They took Callius captive. Supposedly one of the stone shields who travelled with Amelia. We ought to make contact with Osmios, the commander in charge of taking the Duskwatch. I'm sure you'd appreciate the aid of a Fateminder. You go on ahead. I need to double back and relay this to Ash. That should raise the old man's spirits, eh? Fine. So we need to go to Duskwatch. Go on, slow coach. Okay, well, this has been an exciting episode. Catching up with more adventures in the world of Tyranny, and we've been quite evil. We have a new companion, I'll be kind. Kills in shadow. So, thank you very much for joining us here at Piggy's Palace for Tyranny, and I hope to see you again for more adventures. Thank you for stopping by.